You never know what God is going to use to get you to where He wants you to be. It might be a job transition, a seemingly coincidental meeting with someone new, or a time of deep struggle and pain. God is able to use anything and everything in our lives for our good if we trust Him to do it. In the story of the exponential picnic, Jesus multiplied 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, the lunch of a small boy in the crowd, to feed thousands of people. Do you ever wonder about that boy? When he left his house that morning, did he even think twice about what he would have for lunch? Or was that just his standard meal that he brought with him every day? I think he had no idea that something that was probably so ordinary to him, what he had in his lunchbox, would be something that Jesus could use. Something that would be the seed for a miracle. Something that we would still be talking about thousands of years later. But that's just what God does. When we offer Him what we have, no matter if we think it's insignificant or small or nothing special, God can use it in ways that will blow us away. We have lots of people who are part of the worship and tech team for the Bayou Church. People who offer God what they have week after week. One of those people is Stephanie. We want to share just a little bit of Stephanie's story with you about how God has used what she's been willing to give and the blessing she's received because of it. Take a look.
Coming from Virginia, it was just myself and my son. So I had to reestablish life in a new place with no family, no friends, no jobs. One day it hit me like, I'm wandering. I need something more. One day I pulled in. I said, this is just what I needed. It was very comfortable. It was laid back. I wasn't scared to talk to people. People came up and spoke to me. It made me want to come back. I've been here for just over 6 years now, and spiritually, I've grown beyond measures. I don't have family here, so my church family is my family, and they pray with me. They've seen my ups and downs. They get excited with me when I praise. It's just a bond that it keeps growing. Every Sunday, it gets stronger and stronger, and it just makes me want to be here even more. A greater peace has come over me. My work does not stress me like it used to. The communications with my ex-husband and I, we've now co-parented like champs because I have an inner peace and my life has totally transformed in the last 6 years. I've learned to communicate differently with people in work and in family and just in the daily activities of my life, that things don't bother me like they used to. I was walking on eggshells. I was, wondering what to do next. And since I've been at the Bayou Church, everything that I have to deal with, whether it's finances, whether it's personal affairs, losing loved ones. In the last 5 years, I've lost 2 loved ones, but there's a peace over me, and I know God's got this. So everybody grieves differently, but I've been able to handle that loss in the last 5 years since being here. I'll never forget the day Josh Anderson asked me, would you ever consider volunteering? And I'm like, volunteer with what time? Really? And then by the end of the banquet, I'm like, well, I come to church on Sunday mornings anyway. Okay, I could do this, but I don't know the computer. I don't know anything about tech. He's like, I can train you. And he started teaching me. And as an extrovert, you could have put me on the door. I could have spoke to everybody coming and going. But being back in the computer tech booth, it was a difference. And as I started learning and the aha moment went off, it was like, this is where God wanted me. And that's where I've been for 5.5 years. And my tech family has just grown, all thanks to Josh just asking me, do you want to volunteer, or did you ever consider volunteering? Now I've got the biggest family with the tech team and the worship team. I absolutely love them to death, and they're my strength. When I'm weak, they lift me up. They're just amazing. Over the years, I have seen my generosity completely transform and change. As I started growing in my faith and still growing and started tithing, I don't worry paycheck to paycheck now. And it's funny because I'm still a single mom, nothing's changed. My son is a teenager, the bills are getting more expensive. Now that I tithe and increase my tithes, I've been able to bless others. The Bayou has made such a difference in the community, and they encourage you to live outside of the walls. For me to invest time or financials or anything at the Bayou Church, I know it's going to multiply in the community over and over. You can see the vision in the future of what's to come, and that just allows for more growth. And for us to keep growing in the community and within the four walls, it's very exciting and it's contagious, and it makes me happy to be a part of it.
I love how God works in our lives when we're willing to give Him what we have. And it doesn't just benefit us, but people around us get in on it too. That's Stephanie's story. And it was certainly the story of the boy with the 5 loaves and 2 fish. So the natural question that follows for each one of us is, what do you have to give to God? It may seem insignificant or small or nothing special, but when we place what we have in the hands of Jesus, He can turn it into a miracle. Welcome to week 3 of Decades.